court, this is Yvonne.
Yes. Can I give you my information? I have a case. Well, I had a case with you guys, and I told multiple parties that I felt my life was in jeopardy because law enforcement has been denied. And if I reported that to the court, does the court have an obligation to get me involved or assist me with an attorney or someone that will help save my life in a crisis? Because there was a lot of corruption. In fact, I was bullied even trying to check on my case there. And given a fake tickets.
Okay, I'm sorry. So what is your question?
What can the court do to protect me? Because I reported to the court that I was a victim and a witness of multiple corruption with multiple different organizations, government entities, and getting harassed. No one has rendered me any protection. They're so corrupt, they won't deliver my mail right, hindered my child custody rights, violated me trying to get help at domestic violence places from the stalker, cover for him, detained me, arrested me multiple times. The case is now dismissed, but I wanted to know why the court didn't do anything to protect me or report the crimes to any agency so I can get protection. There's multiple crimes happening. By default, if a judge... I'm sorry?
Do you have a case pending with us?
Can I give you my information and you can tell me?
Sure.
Okay, what do you need?
So you don't know, you haven't filed a complaint, have you?
Do you need my information? I had a case that was dismissed.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, where you're at. If you're calling about a specific case, or you just want...
You don't want to look it up? Do you want to look it up? I'm on lunch break.
What is your last name?
Clark, C-L-A-R-K.
Your first name?
Kiana, K-E-Y-A-N-A. So if a judge knows that there's criminal activity, is that his obligation to report it? Because law enforcement, I'm denied law enforcement. They keep arresting me, violating me, stalking me, sabotaging my rights, child custody rights. I believe that they entice family FLP to not give me supervised visits from my daughter. So I can't see her out of criminal activity.
I mean, if you, you would report anything like that to a law enforcement agency. We're not a law,
Well, the law enforcement, I reported a civil case that law enforcement was denied. And I asked the court if they can report it because multiple agencies are denying violating my rights, which is what I reported to the court. Who do I report civil rights violations to?
I'm sorry?
Who do I report civil rights violations to?
I mean, you would have to create a civil case, but I can't give you legal advice. I can't answer legal questions.
Okay, I did create a civil case. An attorney wasn't I can't get an attorney with my child custody rights, and my attorneys have been sabotaged when I was in jail on false charges, which are all crimes. Because, well, I thought that they were violations, civil rights violations, to not give someone an attorney to, when they need representation. So if the police department, if I have a civil case with crimes being committed in the civil case, you telling me the court and the judge is unwilling to report that? Because I can't.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so if someone brought chaos there while I was trying to check on my case, gave me an illegal criminal trespass and tickets that I reported to the court that I was getting harassed, can you please put me on witness protection? And it never happened. I don't understand why the court is refusing to protect me. And I told the court that I felt my life was in jeopardy multiple times. Why the court won't report the chaos to any agency to get investigated? I'm trying to figure out if that's a responsibility of the court if someone's trying to get a witness protection for a current case and can't. It's pretty amazing that my calls are getting spoofed, mail control to keep me in jeopardy. These are some major offenses that are happening to me that consistently keep getting ignored.
So it doesn't sound like this is anything that I could help you with. Now, if you, in your case specifically, if you have any issues...
Did you pull up the case? What's the case number, ma'am? Did you pull it up?
I did.
Okay, what's the case number?
It's 319. 1609.
Okay.
I need to finish what I was saying.
I wanted to know, how do I get in witness protection? You don't have education on that, or can't give any referrals?
That is not something the court does. No.
So you can't give me referrals on how to get in witness protection with a civil case?
No.
Everyone I call do not want me to get in witness protection.
That is not something we would do.
So is it normal to not give someone an attorney going through the civil rights violations?
If you requested one, the judge would review that as a motion.
I did, and he denied it multiple times.
Okay.
Like the child they denied it when I was in jail on false charges multiple times, and they denied to give me an attorney when I was fighting for my rights as a parent, which is not even legal.
None of this is anything I can help you with. Is there anything that I can help you with?
What's your name?
You have Yvonne?
Okay, so the court denied my request for an attorney, and there was nothing you can do to help me get in witness protection, period, or you can't report the crimes that I reported to this court. You can't report that, period. The civil rights violations and protect me at all.
You would have to report any possible crimes that are being committed against you. You should definitely do that, if anything.
I can't report it. That's why I contacted you guys. I think that it's sick. I mean, you guys did it in person. My case was closed. When I came up there and they gave me a criminal trespass to prevent me from checking on my case, and the tickets that I turned into the court, that I was getting violated, even coming there checking on my lawsuit. They handcuffed me at the FBI. It's sick. I guess that's what this world is coming to. I've been fighting for my rights a long time, and multiple parties are enforcing that I don't have any. Every location to manipulate my calls and mail to keep me in chaos. I mean, those are lines that are just sick that, the government is able to abuse. But I mean, I keep calling and calling and calling and calling, and every location is corruption, or someone is enticed to intervene and me getting advocacy and getting out of the situation. I'm not certain, but that doesn't sound logical to me, ma'am, that a judge can't report chaos. I thought that would be part of his responsibility to report all these crimes. I've asked the judge to report them because I can't. I don't have civil rights, which it was what I reported to the court. I'm denied law enforcement everywhere I go. So I just don't understand why the judge is covering for it too. And it's the Civil Rights Division, Northern District Court.
Yeah. None of these issues are anything that I could help you with. Now, if you have a problem.
So you guys don't report criminal activity. You don't report criminal activity as a court. Federal crimes.
I don't even know how to answer that, man. But if you.
I mean, let me repeat it because I want this answer. If a judge hears federal crimes, a plaintiff that has reporting federal crimes as a judge, he does not report it.
Ma'am, I don't know what the judge's responsibility is. I can't answer that.
Okay, well, who does? Because I want to get to the bottom of why I'm still in this chaos and why my advocacy is denied everywhere, even at the Northern District Court Civil Rights Division.
So if you want a question answered by the judge, you can put it in writing and file it in your case, and the judge would review that. Or if you feel like you have a complaint, you could file that with our office. But
I did. I filed with the office that even coming there. I filed with the office. You sound familiar. I don't know if you're the one that took the copy. It was a very bad copy of the tickets that I showed that Joseph Baraska or Baranik or whatever his gave me when I was trying to check on my case out of slander and lies. Then he schemed a criminal trespass, so I couldn't check on my case. I gave the court a copy of that to let them know why I was so late in responding. Because there was multiple parties sabotaging my case by hindering my access to the court.
And it does look like the judge ruled on your case. So,
yeah, he disposed of it, right? He closed it?
He did take action.
He closed it?
Yes, ma'am. He took action on your case.
Yeah, he closed it. He said at first it was true and factual events extended from a long period of time. Then I reported that there was criminal activity keeping me from my case. Then he closed it.
I do have other customers that I need to assist, and I don't think there is anything I can assist you with in this case. Is there anything else you need before we hang up?
I just want people to get the charges that they deserve. I think that when the government gets this corrupt, and it's amazing that all this time happened, all this chaos happened when I was closing in on the chaos. COVID happened, it just was an incredible bad time for this. Because I was exposed to multiple government agencies and corruption on a very big scale. And then COVID.
Okay, ma'am. I cannot help you with any of that. Is there anything you need?
Well, sometimes when you allow someone to get violated and have no civil rights, it can happen to multiple other parties. I've been trying to say that. Sometimes people need to intervene in chaos and do something and just don't sit there idly by and witness and do nothing. Because allowing the government to take one party's rights away, it can eventually take everyone's rights away. So maybe, ma'am, that you should be a little bit more concerned instead of taking the other callers, how this can affect other citizens' life as well, violating one citizen.
If you want to file anything, you can mail it to 1100 Commerce Street, room 1452. If you have a complaint, you can file that with our office, or you can come in and do that in person.
Yeah, I don't understand why all these government offices
But I can help you with. If not, I'm going to have to end the call, ma'am, because I'm not able to assist you with any of the issues that you're having.
Okay, so the only thing that I wanted to know is if the judge had an obligation to report criminal activity by multiple different parties and someone sabotaging my right to even come there and check on my case, and you don't have time to give me that education.
I don't have that information for you, ma'am.
Okay, so as a party in a court, you don't have an obligation yourself if someone's reporting criminal activity with their case. If I was harassed coming to check on the case that you have no responsibility to protect me coming in to check on my case as a court, to make sure that your staff isn't violating me like they were, giving me criminal trespasses and tickets that I informed the court of, for multiple staff not to harass me and mistreat me trying to check on the case. You don't have a responsibility to correct that issue, and instead when I asked for assistance with that, he did close the case.
Ma'am, I'm not going to be able to assist you.
No one is, ma'am, and it's amazing. I'm not saying that, it just was a critical moment that I didn't have civil rights. The world was going crazy with violating me, hindering mail, attacking me, and then all of a sudden, COVID happened. COVID, no one had rights. I was closing in on a lot of different parties, violating my civil rights, and then no one had civil rights. But I'm just saying it's just an amazing coincidence, ma'am. I just think that people should take inventory and not let other people's rights get violated, because it can infringe on your rights. When someone sees something amiss going on, they need to report it and get involved, because it can infringe on their rights too as well, maybe their future rights. Okay, ma'am, this has been going on years.